You ever watch a movie where part of the way through and you think, this makes no sense? You keep watching, and then by the end, you understand everything. Future Fear is not that movie. It starts off without making sense, but then by the end, it makes even less sense. Please join me as I try to explain this film to you. Why bother? 2 reasons. Number 1, Maria Ford. Number 2, plunger fight. Future Fear is a 1997 sci-fi action movie from director Lewis Baumander. The movie opens with a voiceover explaining a nightmare. Buckle up. John's nightmare is flashbacks to his father's death due to a botched biowarfare experiment. If this was another movie, he'd come back as a tyrant. 30 years later, the experiment comes to fruition. A probe is set to intercept a comet that's headed for Earth. In the comet's tail, they needed the primordial soup, which would reveal the secret of life. However, that was all just a cover. The real reason was there was some virus in there that the government wanted to use as the ultimate bioweapon. It's now the far future of 2012. The evil General Wallace has somehow taken over the world. Wait, his medals are on the wrong side of the uniform. Oops. The movie then moves further into the future, the year 2018. Our hero John is in a helicopter battle with his wife Anna. Divorce proceedings in the future are brutal. Oh snap, looks like she's in the R zone. She's trying to kill him because he has some embryos or something that he's trying to destroy because they are genetically mutated beings. 3 minutes into the movie and I'm already exhausted. Hot helicopter action! Then, 1 year earlier, John's in his very retro futuristic apartment. Interestingly, video game chess looks about the same as it does these days. Oh no, it's his catchphrase.
See ya. Don't wanna be ya.
Just then, in walks Officer Anna Fontaine. This was the first time they met. Then back to the present. Oh, never mind the past. Anna tells John he's being moved to the armed forces something or other, whether he likes it or not. She explains that with the help of 90s low-budget CG, what they need him to work on. They're investigating the RNA structure of the virus they found in the tail of the comet. He knows this is a bad idea because they're bringing it back to Earth. John then grills Anne about his father's death 30 years ago, even though she was a child when it happened. He gets off that subject by wowing her with card tricks. And then in the present, she shoots him down. John survived the crash and escapes before the chopper explodes. We then go back to the past when John and Anna are role-playing Alice in Wonderland. This, of course, is leading to sex. Sex with some 90s alt-rock.
Don't go breaking me down.
If they had a bigger budget, this would have been Frente or something. Small talk, nightmare flashbacks, and time jumps. Lost yet? John and Anna are exercising. Okay, she's exercising while he's eating a sandwich. Why is he wearing baby booties as a necklace? Turns out, she's pregnant. Well, he certainly shot a magic bullet. Shortly after she got pregnant, the probe landed and made everyone on Earth sterile, making her one of the last people on Earth to be pregnant. So now they have an Alice in Wonderland-themed wedding. It's time to consummate the merger to more 90s alt-rock. I think I'll show you this scene God of War style.
Exploding, delightful, bigger than we thought.
Meanwhile, the general is spying on them. Turns out he knew what the virus would do. He wants to use it as a way to wipe out the inferior races and make himself some kind of super messiah. In the present, John finds an escape hatch, and he falls to his death. Okay, not really. He manages to slow down just enough to not die. He has the baby fetus in a can. Did they borrow this from American Cyborg Steel Warrior? John does the old stop the fan blades and gets through them just in time to overreact. Anna climbs down the tunnel. John's communicating with someone in the facility. He tells him he needs to find the acceleration room because the baby in a can holds a cure to the virus. Anna's decked out for laser tag. John shoots her, but he hits the helmet. So naturally, she takes it off. This is the ultra-futuristic facility where the walls are made out of plywood. He jumps through the door and lands in the garbage. Will we get a rust monster? Not on this budget. John pleads to God about his marriage choices.
If you can hear me, I swear, if I live, I'll never get married again.
He then talks to Robert, the other guy in the lab, who kind of looks like Nicholas Hoult. He then escapes before Anne gets there. The movie wants us to know that the general is really, really super evil.
You know the problem with Hitler? He just didn't think big enough.
He goes on a monologue about his plans to commit super mega genocide. Who's he talking to, by the way? He's in the room alone. The general causes the probe to crash in Africa, which releases the plague on the planet that kills billions. It also makes everyone sterile or something. This blurry out-of-focus footage shows the chaos. So most of the planet dies, everyone's infertile, and somehow that enables the general to take over the world? John is doing his daily affirmations. Anna wonders why they have such a big mirror. They then sit around and open baby shower gifts. This looks like the T-virus prop from the future. John pops out looking to fight. He's not good at this. Anna, on the other hand, is. In a flashback, with everything going on, John suggests maybe bringing a baby into the world isn't the best idea. So then she has a miscarriage. John knocks her out with a sleeping bag. Anna tries to shoot him, again, and he jumps into a trash compactor. Again.
I'm in a poor man's version of Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Wouldn't a better reference be Star Wars? Or, staying on brand, Temple of Doom? He then gets crushed or something. Oh well, game over. The general addresses the world in a biblical way.
Now begins your quarantine. 40 days and 40 nights.
I'm getting 2 weeks to flatten the curve vibes.
No more human garbage.
Finally, they're getting rid of the Kardashians. John survives by hanging onto a trapdoor at the bottom of the compactor. So Anna's been trying to kill him this whole time, but now that she thinks he's dead, she's sad. She then has a flashback to when two soldiers are arguing over her having a baby. John then talks to his bunny. Back in the present, he tells Robert about his predicament.
I got the future of mankind hidden in my crotch.
Sounds like he's channeling Andrew Tate. John and Anna work to find a cure for the virus.
Why do we have sex?
We haven't.
Well, you did at least twice. We saw it. John thinks they need to go outside the human gene pool.
We have to go outside our own gene pool.
Exactly.
No, we're not furries, you sicko. Anna discovers that he's still alive, and now she's mad about it. John climbs down and winds up in the toilet. He's now in the bathroom and, typical. Wife walks in while he's trying to have some peace. She threatens his penis in order to get the ark. This then leads to plunger fight! The plunger fight shifts back and forth between the duo fighting in the present, in the past, and also them having sex because why not?
You can't win, John!
John wins the fight and escapes. High-tech military base that has a plywood bathroom door. John discovers a bar and gets electrocuted. John and Anna argue over the mutant hybrid fetus they've created. John then has another flashback. This scene in the past then has a flash forward to a scene that is what happened right before the movie started. Turns out the general killed his father. He wakes up and Anna's in the room with him. John then joins with this guy to smuggle the antidote out of the lab and away from the general. He gets stopped by this guy who is not good at his job.
Did I ever show you my famous card trick? This is your card right here.
I wanted him to stop, but I couldn't control my love of card tricks. Anna takes the fetus and John gets zapped. He then stacks some glasses to get himself off the electric floor. You think this bar would have provisions against this. What? No one ever spilled a drink on the floor in a bar? John then loses it. He makes a flamethrower and goes after Anna. It doesn't go over well.
Now give me that arc.
John contacts Robert in the lab. Anna stops John. Again. They head up to the final zone. Anna decides it's time to end things and shoots him. As it turns out, John's not dead. She shot him right in the sandwich. Anna finds all the clone kids are dead. John surprises Anna. She then kicks him into an elevator shaft. It just so happens to be filled with nets. She tries to rescue him, but he kills her by accident. Or not. Oh, something Humpty Dumpty. John's using the accelerator and the general goes to stop him. Turns out that Robert is on the general's side. The general tells John he killed his father because he destroyed his research. Wait, now the general's medals are on the right side? Although now they're all his evil Nazi medals. Anna's still alive, so then she shoots her dad. A guard shoots her, John shoots the guard, and then he shoots Robert. Anna then begs John to let the babies live. Okay, now I think she's dead. Yeah, she's dead. John then does something to let the babies live, but also save the world. John then lays down next to Anna, quotes Alice in Wonderland, and dies. What? Future Fear was shot in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. This was the second film Roger Corman produced with Starfield Independent Studios as part of a 4-picture deal. The first was Falling Fire in early 1997, and then the third and fourth were Shepherd and Shepherd 2. All 4 of them were post-apocalyptic sci-fi action movies. The movie was directed by Lewis Baumander. This was his first and last time directing. He also co-wrote the film with 3 other writers, which may be why the whole thing is so confusing. I wonder if there was a clear vision for the film that was muddied with the numerous rewrites. I've seen tons of Corman films, and even some of the half-baked ones made more sense than this. While there are a few people in the cast, the majority of the movie is just Anna, John, and the General. Anna's played by the wonderful Maria Ford. She did her best with the script, but some things just seemed like they were made up on the fly. Action star Jeff Wincott played John. He started acting all the way back in 1974 in the TV series King of Kensington. He didn't really take off until the 90s, when he starred in loads of action movies. Martial Law 2 Undercover, Martial Outlaw, not a spin-off, Open Fire, Street Law, and others. Stacy Keach was the General. I heard a rumor that he showed up and shot his scenes in 2 days. I can't confirm it, but it wouldn't surprise me. 90% of his part in the film is him monologuing alone in his office. Future Fear is kind of a mess. An enjoyable mess, but still a mess. This poster is also incredibly misleading. I had an easier time watching it about the 5th time because I was writing things down for the video. But when you're watching it the first time, it can leave you a little lost. Going back and forth between the past and the future and flashbacks and nightmares, along with the allusions to Alice in Wonderland, it can be a little confusing. Maria Ford and Jeff Wincott do work well together, and they did their best with what they were given. It's the first and probably last time I've ever seen someone having sex while quoting Alice in Wonderland as a knockoff Cranberries band plays some alt-rock in the background.